Ooh, it's spooky out. It's very foggy. And it's cold out here. I'm total wimp. I mean, compared to how it is in the winter, although it is really, really damp. My cats wanted me to go out tonight. No, they're not coming. I don't know. First of all, I feel like I should be making more videos. Like I'm not making them very frequently, and then I'm looking at it and it's like I think I'm putting up about 2 a week, which is a lot for me. Partially the thing is that I know there are a lot of people that do daily. Please. But it seems like time is, I guess, passing really slowly, so I got one. Anyway, so it seems like lots and lots of time is passing between videos. I don't know really what that means. I don't know. The YouTube obligation is strange. Very strange. I know there's a lot of people who make videos and it's they're sort of like trying to bind themselves to sort of a time schedule, and they freak out if they don't do it, especially if they're tiny. They're like, oh, I'm so sorry, I missed putting up an upload. It's like, please, especially when you're small, who cares? But those are usually people that are trying to be career YouTubers and they paid attention to what the algorithm says. Definitely not that. I'm actually not eligible currently for ads. YouTube used to hound me all the time to put ads in my videos. And I never thought it was the right thing to do. And now I'm not eligible because you need to have 1,000 subscribers, and I don't. And I'm like, cool. And yet I still get some pretty decent peaks, and I don't like to think about it, to tell the truth. I have at least one, no, two, I can see two. It's really hard to see. Black cats in fog at night. Very hard to see. Anyway, so yeah, I sort of feel obligated to make videos, and then I also feel like I have nothing to say because what's changed? Going over the ditch. Well, it's not really a ditch, but there's drainage there. Somebody's meowing at me. Okay, there's at least 3 following me because there's Percy, who's Mr. Stealthy, and here comes Poppy, who is my little fatty guy, and down there under the light, you can't see it, is at least one more black one. That must be Pansy. Look at these guys playing in the... They're weird. And no, there's Pansy, so that's Pixie. So that's Pixie, that's Pansy. Pansy is the black and white one. This is Percy, who's the brown tiger, and Poppy, who is the brown tiger with white. And Perry is my 3-legged ginger, and he's probably going to come flying out of the woods. Oh, come on. Pansy always plays chicken with cars. Oh, don't get squished, don't get squished. I'm feeling you, dude. Alright, let me go get her. Come on, get out of the street, you stupid cat. Come on, go. Go. get out of the street. She's literally trying to play chicken with this car. I mean, she's 15. She's an old girl. She can do what she wants, right? Anyway, oh my God. So that was awful and humiliating, and it's definitely been noticed by the neighbors. The neighbors basically is anybody who lives within a 2-mile radius of me. Oh, they're going up to the old school. They're probably not neighbors. They do drug deals behind there. Anyway, yeah. What was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about YouTube and feeling obligated to make videos and feeling like I don't make them ever and they're very rare and I should make them more often, but I have nothing to say. That's what I was talking about before I was so rudely interrupted by my rude cats. I don't know who's meowing. Somebody's meowing at me. They can come if they want. They kept sitting on the grass staring at me. I was like, oh, I guess it's a hint. And yet now they're all way back there. Whatever. Yeah, and what has happened is I keep getting distracted. The things I've been dealing with is, one, no longer having a therapist. You would think that would be an issue, but it's really not. It is, I'm telling you, you know in your gut when it's time to stop. I made a video. I'm sure I made the video. See, I put up a lot of pictures on Instagram, but I think I made a video too. The last place I went last week, this amazing waterfall, 150 foot, awesome, crazy hike through the woods. Can you see them? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can see at least 4 of them. Here comes another car. Let's see if Pansy goes and gets in the middle of the street and tries to play chicken with it again. Stupid cat. No, she looks like she's just staying there. Cool. And it was sort of like an impulse that I should send a text to my therapist and say, hey, this is a good one. Take your kid. That's very friend type interacting rather than therapy interacting. That's why it wasn't working. That's why it fell apart. That happens with me. You know, I mean, therapy is supposed to be a short-term thing. I mean, every once in a while you get somebody like Freudians who do analysis and they sit you on the couch and they talk about your mother and how everything is symbolic in this, you know, sort of sexual dynamic thing. And there's no like actual trying to work toward improving yourself. It's just like understanding yourself better in this framework that everything is the mother's fault. Those type, because I mean, they're so weird, 1, and 2, they try to talk about your entire childhood, and 3, it's so abstract. Now those types of therapy can last for years, but generally, I hear somebody. It is a holiday. Are you coming, cat? He's meowing at me. I guess I wait a second. Anyway, usually, therapy is supposed to be something that you have a specific goal, you go to therapy, and you work on that goal, and when that goal is completed, then either you come up with a new goal, or you stop. And another thing that made me really, like, what? You did what? you're supposed to write up a plan of basically, I mean, there's some really therapy CYA type things, like, do you have a safety plan in case you become, suicidal or something like that? That's usually part of it. But among the things are supposed to be the client's goals, and you know, usually they'll have some sort of way. Can you see him coming? Of breaking it down to say this is, a step toward that achieving that goal. And I don't know how often you're supposed to do it, whether it's quarterly or every 6 months or whatever. The last one I had, my therapist was like, "Oh yeah, I just wrote this up for you." Didn't discuss it with me at all. Big, massive red flag. Yeah. So, see, today is Monday. It feels like Sunday to me. It feels like Sunday because I think, I don't know. I don't know if I'm just, like, worn out, overtired, or if I'm actually trying to fight something, or maybe I've got allergies or something. Basically, I slept all day yesterday. Now, which, that's why it would feel like a Sunday rather than a Monday. It's a holiday on top of everything else. One of those weird holidays. So I'm not having the drive to go to therapy. Also, the first time I drove past the office, I was like, oh my God. But that's not affecting me anymore either. So more or less I'm over it. I mean, I know some people who they hold on to and linger over a therapist for quite some time. I don't think that's healthy at all. I've known people that continue to... Can you see him? Whoa, I don't even know what that is. That's a ghost or something. Did you see that? Anyway, yikes. Because there's nothing there, but they're showing up on the screen. Told you this place is haunted. It's actually right up there. There's my boy. He's the one that needs to walk the most, too. So, yeah. Again, I've known people who continue to block out the time for when they would have been going to therapy, and they don't do it as sort of a self-care. This is time for me, which is what a lot of people use therapy for. Just saying, this is me time. This is time for me to focus on myself versus focus on other people and their issues, and it's just entirely me. It's not like that. It's more like sort of habit or guilt or obligation, or they're wishing they were still in therapy. And that's a shame when that happens. I'm not doing that. I am definitely aware. Oh, I was supposed to do something this week. No. I don't have to do something this week. But the thing that therapy was helping me with, that has now gone. Again, I have a really weird work schedule. I don't really talk about my work, but I do actually do some work where I'm paid by the hour. A little bit. Literally, I only work 2 days a week. Sometimes 3. And it's evening hours. It's not like third shift overnight. Maybe second shift. Yeah, call it a second shift. If you pay attention to that crap. The thing is that basically all week I don't interact with people. The closest I would come is going grocery shopping or something like that. I don't interact with people. Well, a little bit online, obviously, but other than that, no. And when I'm working, I'm in a service type job. It's not like, something like IT where you can sit and do your work completely singularly in front of a computer. Actually, most of the jobs I've had in the past have been like that, where I put in my 40, 50 hours, whatever it is, sit in front of a computer, suck the life out of me. Yeah. This job is definitely way more interactive with people. So, but the thing is that it's not ongoing. So I don't know why, but it slips through. I'm hearing knocking. The ghost obviously back there. You saw it when I showed it. What's it doing knocking? It also creeps me out that this house, or is it that house? That house has been for sale for I don't even want to know how long. Maybe the ghost have moved into the house. Anyway, whatever. So, my life is like, two sides of a coin. Okay, that doesn't make sense for metaphor. They're complete opposites. It's like yin and yang. Total opposites. There's short periods when I'm working. It's very intense. 100% I am on and I am interacting with people. And yeah, I mean, it's draining. It's, 'cause I'll work 10, 12 hours straight, and I don't take a lunch break or anything like that. I just work straight through because once I start, I want to get it done and over with. And if I did stop and take a break, I would just be sitting there ruminating about the work I had to do. So I may as well just keep going. I might take literally half a minute breaks periodically. That's about it. But I'm just, when I'm working, I am working. And then when I'm not, I am not. And I'm not interacting with people at all. And you would think it would be harder to start working than to stop. But, talking to people, interacting with people, being sort of an authority figure, even if it's not massive authority figure. Still, I'm directing people on what to do and stuff like that. He's so far against what my nature is. Obviously, I'm pretty good at it if I only have to work 2 days a week and pay all my bills and save extra beyond that. Come on, that's life, right? Just because you're good at something does not mean you should do it. It does not mean it's good for you. I have no idea how long I'm going to last. I can't even speak. I have no idea how long I'm going to be able to continue doing this. It does seem like the type of thing that I'm going to burn out and burn out hard. But I haven't yet. And the thing is, when I'm actually doing it, it's like a self-distraction. I don't really have time to ruminate. Like I said, I've purposely set it up like that. So I don't think about what I'm doing. I don't, it's a form of disassociation, I'm sure. I'm just focused on getting the work done, and that is it. And then I stop working. And then I crash every single week. Like I said, this week, it was weird because I actually, physically crashed and slept and slept and slept. Normally I don't do that. Normally it is a mental thing, and that did start too. It is anguish. That's what it is. to use the correct term. That is what it is. It is just a gut check. It's like falling off a cliff. It's just boom. And the therapy was designed to help with that. And I don't know how that happened. Maybe it was like getting thrown off a cliff, but, instead of going all the way down, you land on a ledge halfway or something. I don't know. It was like a buffer. Are you too tired? He probably is too tired. So, I don't have that. So these crashes are hard and they're awful. And what I've been doing is attempting to distract myself, which is probably why I'm losing track of so much time. Come on, cat, let's go. So I'm doing like hobbies around the clock and I'm cycling them. Like I'll read a book and then when it starts to not sort of hold my interest, then I'll like do something more like physical hobbying, and then like create something or something like that, and then I'll watch a video, although that's really not effective at all. I don't sit and watch movies, although I did this weekend. What was it? The King's Speech. That was a damn good movie. Won the Oscars a million years ago. It was really good. I actually watched that. I don't watch movies. I listen to them. I listen to stuff on YouTube as like sort of like podcasts. It's rare that I actually watch videos or anything. And it's usually somebody that's doing something creative and I'm watching them create. That's when I'll actually watch a video. And I read a lot of news and stuff. It also didn't help that I went grocery shopping today. I live in Maine. I keep hearing people saying, "Oh, it's so beautiful, and you go up there and hike." Yeah, don't come here. Don't come here because people are really stupid about this disease that's going around. The one that I had in March. They're saying it's their personal choice, and even though it's law that if you go into stores you have to wear masks, I would say it's down to less than a third of people are actually wearing masks now. They just point blank refuse. They'll wear a mask to get in the store and then take it off. Actually, I went shopping today. I needed kitty litter because I got 5 cats. And they were just letting people walk in without masks on. They've given up. And the numbers of this disease are skyrocketing. Actually, another little story here. My father has Alzheimer's. Talked about it quite a bit. And last year, I had to find him a home, a memory care center, because he couldn't live by himself anymore. And the one I really, really, really wanted him to get into, he didn't. He went into this place. He's been there for a year. They announced last week they had 57 cases of this disease. It's like, I dodged a bullet. He dodged a bullet because this is a nasty disease. And, and people, the one thing people ask me about, it's really annoying. People haven't seen me, which means everybody. Unless I'm working with somebody and it's a work situation. See, that's the other thing, is work is about money. It's not about relationships. So people don't care and they're not going to ask, personal questions so I can get by. Anybody else that you interact with, they ask about my mother. Still. Because they got nothing else. I mean, they don't know. They don't know what I've been up to. Unless they follow my Instagram, they would have no idea I'm doing these trips and stuff like that. No idea. And who follows my Instagram? Nobody in my family, that's for damn sure. What? Pop? Do you hear that? It sounds like somebody's using an old-fashioned typewriter. Click, click, click. Not loud enough to be a gun, thank God. So yeah, people ask about my mother, and that's another thing. It's like, I'm sitting here saying, oh yeah, there's ghosts in these woods and blah, blah, blah. Up there he is. Come on, cat. You're going to get lost. People have all these spiritual ideas. I am not religious, actually. Every single time I've gone into any sort of therapy situation, it's automatic. Oh, they assume you're not religious, right? Obviously, no. But I mean, personality disorder, very rare for somebody to actually, especially avoidant personality disorder, to be part of an organized religion and go to church and all that stuff. I grew up with one, but to actually continue with it. But things like, my mother dying last year suddenly after fighting for so long to stay alive in such a stupid way, being actively overdosed on pain meds purposefully by the hospice. When she went into hospice thinking they were going to help her to get over, her little rough patch of the illness, and then she would go back to normal. She really truly felt like that was going to happen. Instead, hospice is like, let's, pump you full of morphine until you stop breathing, literally. Anyway, I am glad that my mother died last year and she did not have to deal with this disease. She would have been terrified. She probably would have killed herself, and I'm not kidding. She had, when she died, a really large toolbox, unlocked, full of pills that she was going to use as her suicide kit. She'd been planning it her entire life. I found prescriptions 1982. But she had 3 different issues with her lungs. She had asthma, she had emphysema, and then she'd had breast cancer. And the radiation that they had done to treat that had done some damage to her lungs also. She had major scarring. She would have been terrified. So it probably is good that she is not around for this. Same kind of with my father. It's like, that was hell. But now he's locked up and safe. Kind of, like I said, the place that I wanted him to go to. Because I do not have power of attorney over my father. My uncle does, and I am extremely glad that I do not have that responsibility and that pressure. Extremely glad. Yeah, he's the one that decided where he went. And he's been safe. So, this is a nasty disease. And it freaks me out, when I go to the stores and see people, it does give me kind of like a panicky reaction, like, oh my goodness, people are unsafe. In front of me, they're being unsafe. And when, I don't know, I have this drive to try to help people. It is innate. It is extreme. It is annoying as all hell. It's annoying to other people. I think it gives me... See his little white feet. I think it gives me sort of a reputation for being like a busybody and nosy and into people's stuff. I had this disease, and it was not fun. And all the things that I was just like hating on the doctors, that they refused to see me and insisted I keep my quarantine. And I was just like, you are, dereliction of duty, what the hell? What the hell? You know? Probably saved my life because I did have that quarantine and I did leave. I mean, I made videos. I went for walks and made videos. So I did leave the house, but I did not interact with any people at all. I didn't go to stores. I didn't touch anything that anybody else would have touched. So I did not get a secondary infection. I didn't get pneumonia. I didn't get strep. I didn't get any of that. And so it was just the COVID, virus that I was fighting. Come on, Pop. Let's go get this other cat up here. I think it's Percy. Come on, puppy. Good boy. Here he comes. See? Can you see? Probably not. Maybe you can see. Yeah, so that probably saved my life. Not being around people and picking up the secondary infection. And if I go to stores and I see people, I get this panicky thing, and I'm not panicked that I'm going to get sick. I already got sick. Yeah, right. What are the chances that somebody's going to get it twice up in a little place like this? I mean, yes, it's going to mutate probably in the fall, catch it again next spring or something, whatever. But I'm not going to catch it like right now. So I'm not worried about myself getting sick. I just see everybody walking through the stores without their masks, going, totally ignoring the rules, and they all say, well, it's a personal choice. It's bullshit. And I think I'm watching a person actively try to die, and it bums me out, and I want to save them. This cat has sat down again. You've sat down again, huh, cat? Can you see his white feet? Let me see. See if there's any more little ghosties around. Yeah, do you see that shit? What the hell? Come on, Poppy. Yikes, I need to get out of here. There's a ghost in the air. I don't even know what that is. I thought that was a fluke. Now that it's happened twice, I just don't want to know. Okay, Pop, what are you doing? Here comes another car. Oh, there's another car up there. What the hell? That one didn't pass me, I don't think. He's sniffing flowers. I don't know you can see him. Poppy, don't go. Oh. Okay, go get lost in the woods. Bye, Pop. He'll start meowing. Poppy, come on.